How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dueling Aces. Happy Thursday, Mike. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, happy Thursday, happy Juneteenth. Rare day off in the middle of the week for yours truly, but still here with you on Dueling Aces because, hey, even on a day off, you got to have some baseball, especially with the 8 million rainouts they had last night. We got a ton of daytime action for makeup games, got some night games also. So ready to roll, man. Actually went a 2 and 0 last night. Not a real 2 and 0 because, a couple of my parlays were cut in half and ended up only paying about half as much as they should have. But oh well, I guess a night in the green, can't complain with that. But how you doing, my man? How'd the rain treat you? Did you come out all right?
Came out all right. And then obviously on our show yesterday, if you guys tailed our picks, we ended up going 2-1 and 2. Two of our plays pushed due to the
Nice.
rain, and then we cashed at least a Lodolo 4 and Sale 6, even though those parlays were cut in half, those still cashed. So still 2 and
Hey,
1 for the show yesterday. That now moves us to 50 and 27, 65%. Feeling pretty good about it. Today we've got some early games. Most of my plays are going to be on the early slate today, so let's just jump right into it so we can get this posted out to everybody. Mike, what is your first play for today?
yeah, let's stick with these unders. We got rained out last night in the under. That kind of sucks. We're gonna go a different direction today. One I like quite a bit actually. I went Phillies Marlins under 8. I paid minus 120. We bought the hook a little bit there. You could get under 7.5 or plus 100 at Caesars. I don't hate that, but I'll buy on to 8 just to have that little push insurance if we get a 5-3 game. I don't think we will. Really, really love Christopher Sanchez Wade. He's one of our guys, man. That sinker is flat out disgusting to hitters. He's also got a very above average changeup. The bottom falls out of both those pitches. What's interesting about Sanchez, he's usually more of a ground ball guy, but this year his K rate is up a full 6%. Now, Mikey Knobs, that doesn't sound like a lot, 6%. It's actually a 30% increase over last year. He was around 20%. This year he's around 26%. Good grief. And he can't really say it's small sample size. I think he's had 15 starts. I mean, just love him against this Marlins order that they've hit better than I thought they would this year, but it's still in a below average team. WRC plus last 14, they're just 17th. Philly's also scuffling a little bit too on the offensive end. They're just 18th in that category. And Edward Cabrera actually pitched a lot better than I thought he would this year. He's 27 years old, got some nasty breaking stuff. Check this out. His last 7 starts. This is crazy. 34 innings pitched, ERA 2.38. So he's had really good stuff last 7 starts. I think he can keep that going here against the Phillies team. It's kind of struggled a little bit at the plate. Both these teams are actually Philadelphia surprisingly is an under team this year. They went under like 5 or 6 games more than they went over. It's kind of surprising with that offense. It shows you that they hadn't really put it all together yet. Don't really love either team's bullpen, but I'm hoping Sanchez will go deep, so I don't really have to worry about Philly's bullpen. Had both these two teams averaging 8.2 runs per game when you take, home away splits in consideration, but actually adjusted that down to 6.56 just because I have Sanchez rated the 28th best starter in baseball. I have Cabrera the 72nd best. Now, 72nd doesn't sound that good, but in my ratings here, average is a 92. So I've got 184 starters that I've got in my rating. So two above average pitchers. Under looks good to me here, man. That's a later game. I think that starts at 6:40, so no rush to get to the window on that one. But you got any thoughts on that under, Big Wade?
Yeah, that'll help us out here a little bit with the later game today. Yeah, I like it a lot. I've Chris Sanchez is somebody that I target pretty heavily. His outs have unfortunately moved to 18 and a half, so he's really been unplayable for us. We actually discussed him this morning. Um, I'm not sure we're gonna take it. I am still debating it since it's a later game, but I like his potential to win the game today at plus money. I think it was plus 110. The only reason I may not take it is because Suarez took the win yesterday, so I don't know, it's kind of been one of those things where I don't usually like to take back-to-back pitchers to get wins on the same team. And unfortunately, if Suarez had not got that win yesterday, it would have probably already been a lock. But since he did, I'm kind of still toying around with it. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good look. Marlins are one of those tricky teams. They can either hit and score on you or they won't. So we'll see. But I think they'll at least strike out some. I think he can
Yeah,
get to 6 strikeouts today. If he can get to 6 strikeouts and keep his walks down, because he's been walking guys quite a bit this year, I
yeah,
think they
it's
can.
weird. Yeah,
I think they can keep this under. So yeah, I really like that look today, man.
Sweet. Appreciate it. Let's do it. No more rain today. I'm sick of this rain. Why is it raining so much in late
And well,
June?
there's going to be more rain too with the darn
Jeez.
Pittsburgh
Oh,
Detroit game, and I guess I'm going to go right back to that. I'm going to go right back to Tariq Skubal. Gave him out yesterday in a parlay at 7 strikeouts, and I'm going to give him right back at 7 strikeouts today.
nice.
Obviously, changed up the pairing today, and today I'm going to pair Tariq Skubal with Drew Rasmussen.
Yeah.
Walks under 1.5 walks for the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm not really going to talk too much about Skubal. We talked about him yesterday. Um, I think he has a chance to get 8 or 9 today. The only issue right now that's kind of bothering me is the weather. It does look like it's going to be raining possibly while he's pitching there. Maybe it'll miss. It looks like about a 35% chance, so we'll see. But either way, it's about a 20-mile-an-hour winds there plus. So that could get hairy with the walks for Skubal. So hopefully he can be dialed in and get the strikeouts, and hopefully he can have a nice 10 strikeout game. Now, Drew Rasmussen, he's probably somebody most of you guys have not looked at. He's probably somebody you guys haven't really bet on that much, but we have been riding his under walks all season long. He's one of the top walk rate guys in baseball. He sits 88th percentile with a 5.3 walk rate. He also sits 81 percentile with a barrel percent and a ground ball percent. So he keeps the ball down. He doesn't usually get hit very hard. He misses a lot of big barrels, and he just has really good control. Um, One thing that made me especially really like this play is that the Orioles recently have just not been walking. They might have been a team last year to be worried about walking because they could hit so well, but since the Orioles aren't really hitting well, they're not really a walk threat because team pitchers are just aren't really afraid to pitch to them. Um, Last 30 days, they walked the sixth least to right-handed pitchers, and for the season, they walked the third lowest rate to right-handed pitchers, right around 7%. Can't remember if he had. Yeah, he does have a history against them. He had 0 walks against them in his game against them last year. He has 4 straight games going under, and he's under in his 6 of his last 7 and 8 of his last 10 overall. And I just think this is a pretty nice parlay I gave out for -125 on DraftKings.
Yeah, I like that price, big way. Drew Rasmussen, dude, I love it when we pull out no names. He was actually on my short list today
Yeah,
for K's, actually, but he's kind of inconsistent as far as K's is concerned. Good matchup for the
you
Orioles.
like
They are a
targeting that
great.
Orioles lineup, don't you?
Dude, I do. I love fading them just because they swing and miss a ton. They have
Yeah.
some dangerous pieces, but I don't really fear them. They K a lot of good K targets. But Rasmussen, once I dug into the metrics, wanted to play him at 4 Ks, but he's just too inconsistent. But I love that walk rate actually went back while you're talking. This is not a fluke with Drew either. You go all the way back to 2022, he was one of the best walk guys in the majors even back then. So the last four years, he has been really good as far as taking his under walks. He's right around that really 4.5 to 5.5% every freaking year, man. So I really like that. I like the fact he's got a above average fastball, usually hits 96, got a really good
Yeah.
cutter, also got a good sinker. He needs that sinker playing that cracker box down there known as Steinbrenner Field. But yeah, I like it, man. Good find there on the walks. I love that market. I think I've only bet it once ever, but that was a
Well,
good find.
now I will say, um, I think this might be one of the last times we might get him. He opened up this morning at a half on all the
Yeah,
books. For some
yeah,
reason, he moved to 1.5. So he's gonna be one of those guys that we're probably gonna lose. We usually lose all of our really high walk rate guys anyways to a half walk at some point in the season.
sure.
I think we're there with him. This might be his last hurrah.
Yeah. It's funny you say it. I've noticed that, and I don't even play that market, but I've just noticed. I look at all lines, just out of curiosity. I study lines and stuff, and I noticed that usually around the All Star break, we're what about 2, 3 weeks away from the
Yep.
All Star break. It's usually when the books start making some adjustments, especially to the walks, even to the K's too. They'll start adding a little juice here and there, but still a good find. Ride Rasmussen walks while you can. I love it. Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah. Very nice. Hey, sports fans, are you looking for free daily sports betting picks and the hottest promo codes for sports books in your state? Check out eatwatchbet.com, bettorsinsider.com, and hellorookie.com, your ultimate one-stop shop for winning sports picks and unbeatable deals. Dive into daily articles packed with expert predictions and tips to help you make smarter bets. Plus, we've got links to exclusive promo codes for every major sports book in your state. Why miss out on free money? Don't wait. Visit eatwatchbet.com, bettorsinsider.com, and hellorookie.com now and take your sports betting game to the next level. All right, Mike, what do you got for your pick number 2?
Yeah, appreciate you shout on the promos. Y'all jump on that. Game 6 NBA Finals tonight. Got a lot of good offers going on. Check us out, whatever state you're in. Long as sports betting is legal, we got you covered there with good promo codes. I'm going to roll with one of our guys, Wade. I'm not going to try to smart myself here. I'm going to go Paul Skeens over 6.5. Got it at minus 118 over at FanDuel. It's the only book with it out right now because it's a freaking doubleheader. Rain just ruins everything. I don't understand the line, honestly, man. You look at Skeens on the years, median 7,
Yep,
so it's like Detroit strikes out a ton against righties, fifth most
yep.
K rate against right-handers this season. I don't know why the line's not 7.5. I actually think it could be anywhere upwards of 8.5. One of my projections has it at 8.5, and no one has it at 6.06. So I kind of average those out. I got him finishing around 7.3 Ks. So ton of value there to pull a trigger at a decent price, 118. Like it quite a bit. Some folks have been down on Skeen, saying he's not striking out as much as last year, but he isn't. But my goodness, he's still really good. 77th percentile in K rate, 72nd in whiff rate. Detroit's got 4 hitters with a K rate of above 24%. So plenty of opportunities for Skeens to get it done here. Riley Green striking out over 31% of the time. Dylan Dingler over 27% of the time. So those two guys alone, Skeens could ring up a couple times each. I think he gets to 7 quite easily here. Wouldn't even mind possible ladder on him. I don't know what you think about ladder on him. Maybe not to 10, but could definitely see 8 or 9 here. Maybe even 10. Tigers do strike out a lot. Doubleheader, kind of weird. That's only my only concern, I guess, is it is a doubleheader. But yeah, I like Holstein's quite a bit today. Played him by himself, didn't even parlay him with anything. So,
Yeah, you might be on that play because I sent it to you, and if you saw that it was open on
yeah.
Sportsbooks, I don't know,
Yeah,
but
thank you. Yeah, I got the assist from Big
yeah,
Wade on that one. I
I
didn't
like
think it
that a
was
lot.
open anyway.
I like that a lot. I think if a ladder could be in play here, I don't see why he can't get to. Trying to remember my write up since I'm not giving this play out. Um, I'm just gonna pull it up right here.
There
Yeah,
you
I just
go.
don't. I really don't see how he doesn't hit at least 8 here. There's no reason why you can't round it up to 8.
Yeah,
I don't see why he couldn't get to 9. He hit 9 on them last season.
yeah,
And really why I liked this is Skeens is a higher, even though he has a lower K rate than last year, it's dropped. He does land on 6 a ton this year.
yeah,
Um, this list of pitchers, I've all cashed this line against the Tigers recently. So you got Ben Brown had 7, Roop had 7, Webb had 10, Ivy had 8, and Gray had 10. So if Webb had 10 and Gray had 10, I
yeah,
just don't see the reason why Skeens can't get 10. Other
yeah,
than his stuff is just a little bit off this year and down this year, I
yeah,
just don't see how he doesn't get back to 9. He has against 5 hitters, against the 5 hitters who have seen him on this lineup. Let me say that they all have a 33% K rate or higher. The rest of the lineup hasn't seen him yet. So
yeah. That
I
no,
chalk up
that's
at
even
least one
better.
strikeout on 3 of the 4 hitters that haven't seen him. So that's I don't see how he doesn't get to 8 today. So
Yeah,
um, this is one of those where I took the straight at 6.5. I'm probably going to try to look to play a 6 as well, just in case his 6.5 misses. He lands
sure.
on this darn 6 so much, you just never know. And with the Tigers being so good, they could have one of those games where they just get 8 or 9 hits and then he can't get to 8 or 9
True,
strikeouts. So it's like
true.
back and forth, but the Tigers are just striking out a bunch. So I really like that look. And then since it's a
Appreciate
shorter, I mean, since it's a quicker day, I haven't given out a ton of plays. I'm probably not going to give out a bonus today.
it. All right.
Looking through my plays really quick. I'd like to give out Sonny Gray under walks again against the White Sox. That was our play, bonus play yesterday, but he's not out
Yeah,
yet on
it was
books, so I
posted.
can't really do that. Um, yeah, I guess for you know what for a bonus play, I'll give this out. I won't give out any write up. I can guess give you a little data, but we'll do a 2 for the bonus play. We'll do a 2 leg.
Yeah,
Jameson Talion for the Cubs to go over 17.5 outs, and I paired that with Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies to get 4 strikeouts. That was minus 112 on DraftKings. Talion has cashed this in 5 straight versus the Brewers going back to last season, and he's cashed this in 15 of his last 18 at home. And then Christopher Sanchez had 9 last year on the Marlins, and he has 4 in 18 of his last 20 games overall. So two very high hit rate plays I stuck together there for the bonus play. And then the official play, I'm going to give out another strikeout parlay. It's going to be Carlos Rodon, 6 strikeouts, with Logan Webb, 5 strikeouts. That's another
Yeah,
parlay that is also 125
love it.
today. Um, Rodon just had 10 on these guys 3 or 4 starts ago, and I just think he can do that again. We saw what he did against the Cleveland Guardians, where he had 8 and 8 on them. So seeing them twice in one season didn't really affect him. Obviously, most pitchers do see the same team twice. He's just seeing them really close together, which kind of gives you pause. But I think he's going to mow down this lineup once again. Angels are just striking out dead last to left-handed pitchers the last 30 days and for the full season, right around 30% K rate. And he has a 30% K rate on the season, sitting 93rd percentile and a 10.7 Ks per nine. I just don't see how he's not going to navigate his way through this lineup. His expected ERA is in the 90th percentile, and his expected batting average is in the 93rd percentile. 2.79 expected ERA, a .201 batting average against. He's got an 80th percentile chase rate at a 31%. He's in the 90th percentile and whiff percent at a 32% whiff percentage. And yeah, his strikeout percentage is right around a 90th percentile at 30%. So I just don't see how Carlos Rodon is not going to get to at least that 6 line today. And then we'll go down to, and he does have a 32% strikeout rate against this lineup with 79 plate appearances, which I really liked. And then same thing with Logan Webb. He has a 29% K rate to 24 plate appearances against this lineup. And he's really cranked it up with the strikeouts this year. He sits the 88th or 80th percentile in K rate, 27%. He's actually sitting the 70th percentile in the chase rate. He's got a 30% chase rate, and he's regularly hitting 5 this season. I just don't another play. I just think this has pretty much been an automatic for us all season long. Last year, Webb was more at the 4 line, but this year he's really cranked it up and he's at the 5 line. He's cashed every single start this year at 5, except 2. In his last start, he had 4 against the Dodgers. So I like a bounce back here where he can possibly lock in. I think Webb's good for 6, so I think 5 is a comfortable play. So Carlos Rodon 6 and Logan Webb 5 for that parlay. And then I will do the rundown real quick. Mike gave out Philly and Miami game under 8. And then he gave out Paul Skeens to go over 6.5 strikeouts. I gave out a parlay of Skubal 7 strikeouts with Drew Rasmussen to go under 1.5 walks. Then I gave out Carlos Rodon 6 strikeouts to go with Logan Webb 5 strikeouts and a strikeout parlay. And then for the bonus, I gave out Talion to go over 17.5 outs for the Cubs and paired that with Christopher Sanchez for strikeouts. All right,
Yeah,
man. Appreciate you joining me today. Got any last words?
no, I love that Rodon, man. I actually played him by himself. I don't know why that line is not. What did I
Yeah,
make it?
sure.
I made that line 8.5. I don't know why it's 6.5 straight
Yep.
up. That's crazy. And yeah,
Yep.
you played at 6 seemed really, really good. Like that quite a bit. So yeah, just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, appreciate you having me on here today, brother. No rain today. Let's go. No rain. Let's
Yeah.
keep the
Let's
rain
cash him.
away. See you back tomorrow on Friday, full slate again.
Yep.
Can't wait. Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's make some money
Appreciate
back.
you guys. Let's have a good one. Let's cash these tickets.